Hello and welcome. My name is Ashton, and today's class is an all levels empowering Vinyasa Yoga flow. Poses that I find to be really empowering are the standing, strengthening yoga postures. So this class is going to have a foundation of the Sun Salutation B series because that series has a lot of standing foundational poses that are going to make you feel strong and empowered in your body. This is all levels, so I'll be offering different variations and modifications for you to explore. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to AG1 for sponsoring this class and for making this wellness program possible. When you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. All right, we're going to start our class standing. We're going to get right into it. So meet me at the top of your mat and find a stance with your feet hip distance apart. From there, I want you to feel your body weight distributed equally through all four corners of your feet. So let's rock forward and back a few times here. Good. So find your stability and feel into your foundation. Feel that ground and the earth beneath it rising up to support you on your mat. Good. And then settle in. Keep that grounding through all four corners of your feet. We're going to bring our energy up our legs. So nice, strong, and active legs. For some of us, that means our kneecaps are lifted. For others, we keep a micro bend. So explore what feels good for you. Draw your awareness up into your stomach now, and I want you to gently engage your core, just enough to feel that activation, all right? And if you're like, how do I do that, Ashton? Then just gently draw your navel in towards your spine as you gently press your hips and your pelvis forward. Feel that subtle activation, and now bring your awareness up your spine. So lengthen up through your spinal column, nice, tall, and proud through your chest. We're gonna roll our shoulders back now. Shine your palms powerfully forward. Send your gaze forward as well. Find something to connect your gaze with, and let's take a deep inhale together. And an open mouth sigh. Letting go of whatever has happened before this moment today. Another deep breath in. Open mouth. And one more together. Deep breath in. Open mouth. And from here on out, we'll breathe in and out through the nose. So you can keep your lips closed. And let's take a deep breath in together, arms up overhead. And exhale through your nose as you guide your hands to heart center. Press your thumb knuckles into your heart and begin to breathe deeply and fully. And let's set an intention for our practice today using the affirmation that I am in control. I am in control. Or perhaps you want to customize it and make it your own, something like, I am powerful. Good. So set that intention for yourself. I'll keep going with I am in control, but anytime you hear it, feel free to repeat whatever intention you set to yourself. And let's get started. With your inhale breath, gather your arms up overhead. Deep breath in. And with your exhale, we'll sink into a nice, easy chair pose to start. So you don't have to take it right to your edge. Just bend into your knees, lift your heart, and let's refine this pose a little bit because we'll be practicing it throughout our practice today. So you want your weight in your heels in chair pose. Good. From there, you want to lift your heart nice and tall. You're going to feel a little C curve coming into your low back. That's a good thing. And then we're going to relax the shoulders away from our ears and gently spiral pinkies inward to keep the arms active and engaged. And the final thing I want you to pay attention to is your knees. So let's look down at the knees. We want to make sure that they're pressing gently outward, almost as if we had a resistance band around our thighs, we would be pressing our legs into that band, right? So no caving inward. Let's keep the legs pressed out gently. Take a breath with me. And then with your exhale, straighten into your legs and take your first forward fold. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Let's shake your head. Yes, we made it to yoga today. And then shake your head no. Just let something go. Notice I've got a nice generous micro bend into my knees here, so please do that as well with me, at least to start. And if your hamstrings are particularly tight like mine, then you can keep the bend the whole time. Now, since this is our first forward fold, let's gently walk the hands over to the left side. Take a breath in and out. And then gently walk them all the way over to the opposite side. Take a breath in and out. And finally, we'll come back to center and we'll just take a few breaths to hang ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Or if stillness is calling to you today, then you can simply hang heavy and let gravity do the work for you. Good. Feel that lengthening through your spine. And change. With your next breath, release your hands. Your palms will find your shins or your thighs. Get a nice flat back, find a halfway lift. Inhale here. And with your exhale, fold. And this time we're going to plant the palms and we're going to step the feet back to plank pose. So we are going through the Sun Salutation B sequence, but this first time we're really dissecting each individual pose. So with plank, if this is too much for you today, no problem at all. Drop one or even both knees down to the mat. But you want to keep your core engaged here, so it might help you to actually bring your fingers into your navel and gently press your navel up and into your spine. So it's almost as if you were picturing having a dip in your low back, which we don't want, and me coming to you and putting my palm on the center of your low back. You would fill into my hand, and you would do that with drawing your navel up and in. Good. So when you feel that abdominal activation, that's how you know you're getting the strengthening benefits, whether or not you have your knees down. If it's too much for your wrists for any reason, always remember to warm up your wrists before you start yoga. But also, we can explore practicing on the fist. And if you do this, you just want a long line of energy from shoulder to elbow to wrist to fist. Or we can also do a forearm plank hold instead of the palms, right? So those are the options that you can always take. If you're practicing full plank with me today, that's what I will be teaching to. But remember those modifications and use them anytime you want. Okay, so high plank pose, top of a push-up. Now, every time that you arrive in plank in our flow, you can skip the flow and meet us in down dog, or if you want to take the chaturanga with me, we're going to shift forward slightly onto the toes, bend the elbows, hug them into your side body, lower down halfway, pause, release to the top of your feet, let your thighs find the mat, and inhale to find your cobra. Cobra pose can be a baby cobra. Wherever you are in your cobra, though, let's focus on hugging those elbows into your side body. Cobra pose can also be more of a full cobra. We still have a micro bend in the elbows, but we're pulling the shoulders back and down, heart shines forward. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips coming up and back, downward facing dog. And as the first down dog of our practice today, let's pedal the feet, bending alternate knees, lifting and lowering alternate heels, making it feel good. This is also a fun place to get a little intuitive with yourself, checking in with your body, noticing what you need. Good. So take a couple breaths here, but as you're focusing on the movement in the low body, don't forget about your hands. Spread your fingers nice and wide, gripping the mat with each individual finger. This protects your wrists. Good. Let's take a breath together. Inhale, lift high onto the balls of the feet. And exhale, press your heels down. We don't care whether the heels touch or not. We're just going for that stretch through the back of the legs. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Last time, you're doing great. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. And we'll stay for 1 more round of breathing here. All right, we'll prepare for the next step of our Sun Salutation B. Your left foot is going to slide right to the center so that your right leg can lift out behind you. With your exhale breath, bend your knee and stack your hips. Draw 2 big circles with your right knee, just saying hello to our hip joint. Getting some movement, some circulation. And then with your next inhale, extend your right leg out behind you. And with your exhale, we're going to look forward and step your right foot up between your hands. Now, if your right foot doesn't make it all the way between your hands, no worries. If you're back here, go ahead and grab your ankle and help it all the way up. One other thing I want to show you real quick for this is when you're lifted in a three-legged down dog, it's going to help you to keep your hips high for the step forward. So watch my low back. I'm going to come forward, hugging my thigh to my chest, and that's going to allow me to step my foot all the way through. Okay, from here, pivot onto the bottom of your back left foot. So you've got the warrior one stance through your legs, and then with your inhale, strong and active through your glutes and core to help your upper body rise with control, finding warrior one. Now, even if you're an experienced yoga practitioner, this slow breakdown before we get into the flow is a really helpful refresher. So wherever you are, just use this as an opportunity to refine, right? So first things first, the stance of the legs. In warrior one, we want to focus on our hip bones and we want to pretend like they're the headlights of a car. So the headlights of a car both shine directly forward. That means that you might need to step your back left foot to the edge of your mat like I do. I need a wider stance in warrior one, so don't be afraid to try that out. Hands to your hips to help you send your left hip forward, right hip back, and then check out your right knee. Just like we did in chair pose, we want to gently press that right knee towards the outer blade of the foot. Don't let it cave in like that. Let's take care of our precious knee joints. From there, you can bend as deep as to bring your knee over your ankle, but never let it go beyond. So if you need to back out of it a little bit, this is okay too. All right, final thing, arms up overhead, relax the shoulders, take a deep breath in with me. And with your exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to frame your front right foot, pop onto the ball of the back foot, send your right foot back to meet it, and either take it through your chaturanga or meet us in downward facing dog. And remember that child's pose is always an option for you too. Okay, from your down dog, this time your right foot slides to the center, back of the mat, so that your left leg can lift, and we're gonna bend the knee and open up the hips. Left hip stacks on top of right. Take 2 nice circles with your left knee. And then use your next inhale to straighten your left leg out behind you. And exhale, let's try that step through. Up between the hands. Help your foot as you need to. When you're ready, we'll pivot the back right foot down and inhale. Arms up overhead, sinking into warrior one. Exhale, sigh it out. Good. And same thing, hands to hips to start. Check in with your foot stance as well as where your hip bones, your car's headlights, are shining here on side 2. All right, check in with your left knee. It's gently pressing outward. And then as you're ready, we'll take our arms up. Take a deep breath in and out with me. And change. Windmill the hands down, framing your left foot. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Take it through your flow or meet us in downward facing dog. How you doing? When you arrive at your down dog, take a deep breath with me, in and out. Good. And then from here, we'll travel to the top of our space, preparing for chair pose. Now you can take baby steps, or if you want to try the jump up with me, you're going to bend your knees so you're springy on the balls of your feet. You're going to send your gaze up to your hands and then bend your knees to lift and jump your feet forward. So go ahead and try that out if you'd like. Otherwise, travel anywhere you'd like. Take a halfway lift as you arrive. Exhale, forward fold. And with your inhale, bend your knees and bring your torso up, finding chair pose. 1 breath here. And use your inhale to rise. Arms up overhead. And exhale, finding heart center. Beautiful work. Take a breath in and out here. Good. Come back to your intention. Let's come back to our affirmation. I am in control. I am in control. And you are. You're in control of your breath right now, of your body. How do you feel? What do you need to adjust? Okay, we're going to keep it going here. Continue to repeat this affirmation to yourself as you move, especially when your mind starts to wander and think, uh-oh, is this getting too hard? Is this too much? Let's bring that intention into play. Okay, here we go. With an inhale breath, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. 1 breath, 1 motion. Here we go. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant, step or jump back, plank pose. Adjust however you would like. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra. And tuck your toes. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So our vinyasa practice is linking one breath to one motion. And that's what we're doing now. With your inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps up between your hands. We're going to press down through the bottom of your left back foot and use your inhale to rise and your exhale to settle in to your warrior one. Take another breath here. Deep inhale, deep exhale, and change. We're going to bring the palms down to frame your right foot steps back, and optional flow or meeting in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, exhale with me here. And here we go. Left leg lifts. Inhale, breath. Exhale, left foot up between the hands. Pivot onto the bottom of your back right foot. Inhale, breath. Warrior one, side two. Settle in. Another round of breath here. And change. You're doing great. Exhales to plant the palms. Left foot steps back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling for your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ready to try that jump up? Look at your hands. With your inhale breath, jumping up, finding your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose with your inhale. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, settle down low, and change. This time, use your inhale to press through your heels, lift all the way to standing, and exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful work. Take another round of breath with me here. Say it out loud. Say it to yourself. I am in control. I am in control. Okay. We're going to go through this Sun Salutation B, and we're going to use this foundation to add on a couple poses as we move. So listen up. We'll have some changes and additions here. With your inhale breath, sweep your arms up overhead and exhale back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. With your inhale breath, we'll straighten the legs and exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant and take it through your flow or meet us in down dog. Remember, child's pose is an awesome place to take a quick break, reconnect to your breath because that's the most important thing of all. Downward dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot up between the hands. Inhale, warrior one. Here we go. Good. Take another breath in with me. Exhale, framing your front foot. Now here comes our first change. You're going to pivot onto the ball of your back foot and then drop your back left knee down. Find a half split. Good. Flex your right toes back towards your face here. And now let's work with the breath, one breath to one motion. You're familiar with this now. With your inhale, pull forward, heart lifts. With your exhale, press back, find your half split. Good. Inhale forward, we'll flow front to back a few times here. Exhale, press back. A nice way to gently open up the hamstrings and continue to warm them up. The next time that you press back to a half split, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So remember, nice and flexed through your foot. That's going to help to bring the stretch directly into your hamstrings. Your left hip can remain directly above your left knee, or I actually like to come all the way back and sit on my heel. This gives you a nice foot stretch on the left side, but try both out. See what feels best in your body because some people like the other version better, and that's okay. So find what works for you. We're all going to take 2 deep breaths here. Good. All right. With your next breath, let's pull forward. Good. We're going to plant the palms to frame your front right foot. We're going to straighten the back left leg, and left palm is firmly planted inside of your right foot as we take a revolved lunge twist. Good. Let's roll out the wrist a little bit. And opposite direction. Nice job. And then with your next breath, we're going to bring the right arm forward, engage through your glutes, and let's rise all the way up into a high crescent lunge. Good. From here, shine your palms towards the front of your mat. And then you might want to step your back foot up just an inch or so, preparing for some knee dips. So with your exhale, we're going to cactus bend our arms, dip the left knee down. Inhale to rise. Good. Exhale, lower. Elbows bend with your left knee. Inhale to rise. Beautiful. We're going to go for 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale for 2. Last time through. You got this. And change. Meet me where we started, arms up overhead. And then with your exhale breath, we're going to open it up to warrior 2. This is fun. So this is fun to experiment with, noticing how our hip bones shine directly forward in warrior 1 versus now they're completely open over the long edge of our mat for warrior 2. Arms out long, palms pressing down. And when you're ready, send your gaze powerfully over your front right fingertips. The warrior poses are called that for a reason. These are our strong stances. Yeah, you might be feeling some heat. This is a lot of strengthening in the lower body, but stay with me. Stay with the breath. Inhale. I am. Exhale. In control. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. And change. We're going to windmill the hands down to frame your front foot. Pop onto the ball of your back foot. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Option for a one-legged chaturanga if you want it. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Now with your next breath, let's take the left leg skyward. Inhale. Exhale, left foot up between the hands. Good. Now from here, we're going to drop onto the back knee, and then we're going to take our half split on side 2. So flex your left toes back towards your face. And I say that a lot because feel if you don't. If your foot's kind of a noodle, you're not going to get that same stretch in your hamstring as when you activate. You feel that difference? With your inhale, let's pull forward, low lunge. Exhale, press back, half split, and just move front to back a few times through. Remember to use your breath here. Inhale forward. And the next time that you press back, we'll hold for a few breaths here. Option to keep your hip lifted or to lower seat to heel. And change. Great job. With your next inhale, we'll pull forward. We'll plant both palms. We'll straighten the back right leg, and then right palm plants inside of your left foot. Let's take the left arm up overhead and a couple more wrist circles in each direction. Good. Okay, with your next breath, we're going to send the left arm forward, active through your glutes as we bring both arms up overhead and settle in to our high lunge stance. Preparing for our knee dips on side 2. So as a reminder, if you want to step your back foot up just a bit, that might help you as we inhale, grow tall through the spine, and exhale, cactus arm knee dip. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pull down and act like you're pulling 20 pounds of resistance down with you. Good. We've got 3 more. Last one. And hold at the top. Beautiful. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, open it up to warrior 2, side 2. So now you get to see it from the other side. Check out your heels. Make sure your front heel is aligning with the center arch of your back foot. Gently pressing our left knee out over the pinky edge blade of the foot. And then send your gaze powerfully over your front fingertips and take a deep breath in with me. I am in control. 2 more breaths here. Good, and change. We'll windmill the hands down, framing your front foot. Again, option for that one-legged push-up, which you can even do with the right knee down like so. And then inhale for your cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, we're gonna close off the Sun Salutation B sequence by taking our left leg skyward once more. Left foot up between the hands. This time, pivot onto the bottom of your back right foot. Arms up overhead, warrior 1 now. Settle in. Take a breath. Inhale at the top. And exhale down, framing your front foot. Left foot steps back, 1 more flow, or again, down dog, child's pose are always available to you. This time as we meet in down dog, we're gonna look forward and step, walk, or jump to your halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. And we'll close the sequence with chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees. Reach your torso up. Settle in to your low squat and change. Use your inhale to rise and your exhale to guide your hands to your heart. Awesome work. That is a cardio and an endurance strengthening class. There's a lot going on with this flow. So take a couple deep breaths, reconnect to your steady breathing. Standing tall and proud, checking in with how you're feeling, checking in with your heart rate and your breathing. Let's take a final breath together here. Good. And then we'll do one standing balancing posture. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to come to the center of the mat and face you. We're going to do tree pose today. What I like about this pose is it has a lot of different options for us to try and is a really good one for increasing our focus and our concentration. But the empowerment comes through how we respond to our experience in this pose. So we're going to begin with hands on the hips. You're going to keep, I'm not mirroring you, you're going to keep your left foot planted. Right foot, you can do a kickstand today if you're wanting support in your balance. For added support, go ahead and grab onto a piece of furniture nearby or use the wall, which is one of my favorite props for balancing. If you're ready for liftoff, then you can bring the bottom of your foot to your inner calf or above your knee to your inner thigh. So we just don't want to ever put the foot directly on the knee because that's a sensitive joint. We want to keep it safe. All right. Now from here, you can challenge your balance a bit more if you're ready to by bringing hands to heart. Now, even though you're watching me, any balancing pose we do is supported by finding a point of focus to set our gaze on that's not moving. So if you have a piece of furniture or a piece of art on the wall, or maybe you're something in front of your mat to focus on, go ahead and do that now. And for the last few breaths, you can stay exactly where you are, or perhaps you want to grow the branches of your tree. I live in Arizona, so I'm going to make mine cactus arms. Take another breath wherever you are. If you'd like to really challenge your balance at the end, you can try sending your gaze up or even closing your eyes. That will probably make you wobble or fall. That's okay. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out of it same way we came in. Hands to heart. Hands to hips. And relax your right foot down and then shake out both of your legs. Great work. Now check in with yourself. How was your mindset as you moved through that pose? How did you feel? Because even if you wobbled and you fell out and you were frustrated, the empowerment comes from how you're going to respond to that. How about with all right, I'm ready for side 2, let's try it again. So use this as a fun experiment as opposed to putting pressure on yourself unnecessarily. That is not the point here. So side 2, hands to hips. This time grounding down through your right foot or whatever foot you didn't do on the other side. And find that position for you on side 2. And you've got options. You can try something different for side 2, or you can do the same thing that you did on the first side. Your choice. So again, it's ankle, calf, or inner thigh, avoiding your knee. Hands are to your hips or coming to heart center as you're ready. Good. After your next breath, perhaps you want to grow the branches of your tree. Nice. This time I'm going to go for some branches that are swaying in the wind. Nice. So whatever you want to do here, remember, find that focal point. My focal point is you today. Good. Take one more breath. Again, if you wanted that extra balance challenge, you can lift your gaze or close your eyes. And change. We'll slowly come out of it, first by hands back through heart center. And then when you're ready, hands to hips as you release your left foot down, and we'll shake it out. Whew, nice. Okay, let's find our way back to the front of the mat if you're not there already. We're going to make our way into our quick cool down. So arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Good. This time, heel toe your feet all the way to the edges of your mat. Relax your torso, let your head hang nice and heavy. If you find yourself trying to look around, just shake your head yes and no a few times. Let that tension melt away. And then one of my favorite upper body stretches, we're going to interlace the hands behind your back and then just let your arms hang up and overhead towards the front of your mat. Again, your head is hanging heavy here. If you need to look at me first, please do, and then get into the posture for yourself. And reminder to micro bend your knees. You want to keep this one gentle. Take a deep inhale with me and an open mouth. Let it go. If this is plenty for you, you can stay right here. If you want to explore and add on a bit with me, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bend the right knee deeply. We're going to gently twist the right shoulder towards your right kneecap and then rotate your heart open towards the opposite side of your mat and send your gaze up. Take a breath. Nice. Change. Inhale, come through center. You can stay here, or side two, deeply bend your left knee. Maybe your left shoulder finds the knee. Doesn't have to connect, but go in that direction as you spiral your heart open towards the right edge of your mat. Take a breath here. And change back through center. One more breath. And then we'll release the hands down, palms planting beneath the shoulders, and then just move side to side. Good. From here, we're going to heel toe the feet back beneath us all the way to touching, so you can lift onto the balls of your feet and bring your seat down towards your heels, forehead rolling in towards your knees like a little roly-poly. And then from there, palms plant tabletop, shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees. We'll end with a few cat-cows, stomach drops, heart lifts. I like to tuck my toes here. It just makes it even more gentle on the knees. You don't have to. You can release to the top of your feet. Good. With your exhale, round your spine, chin towards your chest. And twice more through. Inhale, stomach drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round your spine, gaze towards your thighs. Last time through. So good. From here, come back through center. Big toes touching, knees spread apart a bit more. Seat towards your heels, and we'll end in a short child's pose, Shavasana. So in child's pose, your big toes are touching, your knees are wider than your hips. And it doesn't matter if your seat comes all the way down to your heels or not, but just relax. And same with your forehead and your chest. Just allow it to all relax down towards the mat. Don't worry about what connects or not. 2 nice deep breaths here. Good. And then I would like to offer the prayer behind the back of your neck. So your elbows will plant to the mat. You'll bring your palms to touch behind the back of your neck. And this is just very calming. It's very grounding. And from this place, we can repeat our affirmation one more time together. I am in control. I am in control. Now, as a reminder, you can always press pause on this video and take as long of a Shavasana as you would like. Treat yourself. If and when you're ready to end our practice together, we'll slowly release the hands back out in front of us. We'll slowly lift the gaze and walk the hands in to meet the body. Coming up to a seated position, I'll just turn and face you. So good. And as you arrive, let's gather our arms up overhead one last time, gently guiding our hands to our hearts and bowing in honor of this beautiful shared practice together and in honor of you taking this time for yourself today as part of this wellness journey that we are doing together. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you being here. Well, I hope that you found this practice both invigorating and empowering. And I again want to end by thanking you for joining us, as well as thanking AG1 for sponsoring this entire wellness program here with You Aligned. What I love about AG1 is that I find this incredibly invigorating and empowering for me in my life. And it is filled with so many plant extracts, nutrients, and amazing ingredients that support all aspects of your wellness. That for me, as someone who loves supplements, I feel like I'm able to clear out the supplement cabinet and just replace with AG1. What I also love about it for anyone who has a challenging time fitting all their nutrients into their meals throughout the day because life is busy and hectic and demanding, AG1 delivers all the nutrients that you need in one delicious drink on the go. So if you haven't yet tried AG1, I'm so excited for you to check it out. So go ahead and click the link in the description below, or you can go directly to drinkag1.com/youaligned and you'll redeem your free 5 travel packs and a year supply of vitamin D3. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next class.